Alright y'all, what's good? Welcome back to the channel. Now listen to this. DJ Vlad pulled back up on his platform today and decided to call out Boosie yet again. And this time, it's all tied into that recent back and forth Boosie had with Say Cheese and Sean Cotton. After being offered $15,000 for an interview, Boosie straight up turned it down. Then Vlad jumped on his channel and basically said he's the one winning in this situation, cause he'll keep making money. Meanwhile, he's claiming Boosie won't be cashing in off interviews like that anymore, but Vlad still will. But hold up, this ain't even really a competition if we're being honest. Boosie simply wanted more money. Whether that number makes sense or not, in his mind, he doesn't have to sit down for any interview he doesn't want to do. He's still gonna find ways to get paid regardless. Everybody is just moving in their own lane at the end of the day. Now I get the business side of it, but I can't play Vlad's clip here. Y'all can go check it out on his platform. Because listen, he's taking this to a whole different level now, talking like I'm in the middle of this, so let me speak on it. But hold up, nobody really puts you in the middle like that. You are choosing to insert yourself into the situation. Boosie hasn't even directly responded to Vlad or really called him out publicly on a lot of the things he says. And let's be real, you can't tell me Boosie agrees with Vlad speaking on his finances the way he did again in that latest clip. Vlad was on there talking about making more money off interviews and flipping that into other income streams. He even said if you really want to make money, go hit every platform, get paid, and invest it in the stocks. Now I'm not saying that's terrible advice, but at the same time, who are you to jump online and tell another grown man how to earn and spend his money? That's exactly how Boosie is looking at it. Let's keep it real, especially knowing where he comes from. So when you break this whole situation down, Vlad is kind of using the wrong angle here. He's framing it like Boosie went out into the market and realized he can't get that $25K anymore. But that's not even what happened. Sean Cotton reached out to Boosie with that $15K offer, and Boosie made it clear he's good on interviews unless somebody meets his price. Now look, he could easily circle back later and decide to run his own interviews again, because listen, this situation got layers to it. He might wake up one day like, you know what, I'll sit down for 20, maybe later this year. But right now, I'm not even sure why Sean Cotton came in with that $15K offer. Maybe he was thinking Boosie might just grab a quick bag and keep it moving, but nah, I already knew Boosie was gonna turn that down. And honestly, I would have done the same thing, because think about it. If it's already out there that I was getting $25K and I walked away from someone who didn't want to meet that number, I'm not about to double back and take $10K less. That just makes you look crazy. I wouldn't have even thrown that offer on the table in the first place, you feel me? Especially when you're dealing with a major platform, Boosie's gonna assume you got the budget to match what he was already asking for. Let's keep it all the way real. But see, Vlad took that whole situation and flipped it into an opportunity for himself. And even though Boosie still hasn't directly responded to Vlad, Vlad went ahead and pulled up Boosie's Patreon numbers and put them on display. Now you can't even fully see the real view count over there, but Vlad still went on his platform like, yeah, I'm looking at your likes, Boosie, and he put it on screen trying to prove a point that the numbers ain't hitting like that, basically implying he's not making that $25K and probably just breaking even after production costs. And I'm sitting there like, hold up, this is getting way too personal now. It even escalated to the point where Vlad started challenging him publicly. Show your numbers, show how many people really watched it. And I'm like, wow, that's wild. You're already speaking to him in multiple interviews, and now you're trying to pressure him into exposing private platform data just to prove something. That's literally what Patreon is for, keeping that information controlled unless the creator decides otherwise. Then Vlad goes even further and says, I'll tell you what, Boosie, I'll come on your platform, do an interview for you, and you come on mine, and we'll do it all for free. That's the offer he's putting out there now. And he even says straight up, I know Boosie is gonna see this. And it's like, bro, he just keeps going at Boosie directly over and over like, you doing this, you doing that. He's basically saying, you went to the market and your value ain't what you think it is. It's what the market says it is. And yeah, hold up, there's some truth in that, no doubt. That's real in business. But at the same time, let's not ignore the other side. Nobody is forced to do anything they don't want to do. Like, who really cares about market value if I'm telling you I'm good regardless? Because Boosie has made it clear over and over again, he's not stressing interviews like that. He already said, I get $25K when I do them, I might do a few a year, and I'm straight. So from his perspective, it's not about survival. It's not like he needs interviews to eat or take care of himself, but the way people frame it, you think he's nothing without him. And that's where Vlad comes in with that narrative. See, I'm watching this closely, and I see exactly what he's doing right now. He's on a whole campaign, different platforms, his own channel, anywhere he can, he's speaking on it. And now, anytime Boosie's name pops up, he's jumping right on it. Why? Because that's the business. And look, I get it, because I'm in that space too. Talking about trending topics helps grow your platform, brings attention, builds engagement, all of that matters. But at the same time, this is something I'm genuinely tapped into because I've been in this field and I've done hundreds of interviews myself. And that's the other layer people are not talking about. We don't even know how Boosie's gonna respond yet. He might come out and tell Vlad straight up, "You're out of line." Especially with Vlad pushing this idea that he should just go run around doing every interview and invest the money into stocks. We've heard Vlad speak like this before too, bringing up Boosie's house, how he spends his money, what he should be investing in. And again, I'm not saying the advice itself is bad, but listen, going online and putting that out there publicly, that can come off disrespectful real quick. I don't care who you are. And knowing Boosie, yeah, he probably feels some type of way about it. He just hasn't responded yet. But if Vlad keeps dragging this out, let's be real, unless Boosie checks it directly, Vlad's gonna keep running with it. He is basically telling you every time your name comes up, I'm hitting the internet with it. And let me make this clear too, Vlad moves like his business model is the blueprint everybody gotta follow. He's shown that time and time again, but now he's trying to dictate what somebody else's price should be. And that's where it gets tricky, because at the end of the day, people will do interviews for free if they actually want to, but Vlad helped turn this into a paid game because it benefited him first, his audience, his brand, his platform, and let's be honest, he had already secured his bag before setting that standard. Vlad didn't just walk into this already locked in with major deals. Yeah, he had ties with Complex, but he also built his audience up over time, so he was already ahead of the curve. At that point, he could move differently, like, I can afford to pay people to sit down with me, even the ones I couldn't reach before. It became a strategy. If someone wasn't interested or didn't need promo, he'd just throw money at it to make it make sense for them. And sure, that works for his business model, no doubt about it, but the thing is, everybody doesn't have to move like that, and more importantly, nobody is obligated to show up on your platform. We've seen this play out plenty of times. When certain people decline to come on the show, things start shifting. You saw it with G Herbo, with Tyrese, with Marlon Wayans, with Shannon Sharp, and others too. It turns into, oh, you don't want to come on? Cool, I'm gonna start throwing shots. Then it escalates, little slick comments, subtle jabs, even bringing other guests on to speak about them. Now, to be fair, I gave Vlad his credit when he was speaking facts. If he really showed numbers and broke down the business side, respect is due. But now it's starting to feel dragged out. It's less about facts and more about pushing a narrative, and it's coming off like a full-on campaign against Boosie. Because at the end of the day, Boosie already said he's good. He's not doing interviews, whether people agree with that decision or not. Maybe some think he fumbled, maybe others think he stood on business. But in his mind, he's straight. So why keep running to the internet, making it seem like this is some kind of competition? It's not. People did Boosie interviews because it benefited them too. They were building their platforms off his name. Let's not act like that money was charity, it was business on both sides. Vlad paid because it helped him, not just because he felt like it. And this is where the conversation gets deeper. This whole model starts blurring the line of journalism, because once money gets involved in the actual interview itself, it changes things. Real journalism is supposed to be built on credibility and integrity. The moment you pay someone directly to tell their story, people are always going to question it. They'll say, well, he got paid to say that. That creates a financial incentive that can influence the narrative. Now, yeah, paying for information, data, or sources, that's part of journalism, but paying the actual subject for the interview, that's where it shifts. At that point, it's not pure journalism anymore, it's a content business.